Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. I am doing another design team project for Not2Shabby. Coupon code Mary10 for your order to get 10% off. These are the cards we will be making today. I will be playing with Brusho powdered pigment ink or watercolor, whatever it's called. It is, for the first time ever, going to be in my hands, and so I am going to take you through the process. Literally the first time I ever used it will be what you see here. So, all right, I am taking my pokey tool and I am going to poke 3 dots or 3 holes right in the top of that, purely because I've seen other people do it. I opened up the top and there's a lot in there, so this I think will last me forever. But I'm going to sprinkle that on my watercolor paper and then I'm going to spray it with water. And as you can see, I have a problem stopping. I don't really know how pigmented this is until I spray a few more blotches of water, and then I'm like, oh, so all the YouTube videos I watched were right. It is very concentrated. So just be aware of that. But I loved this. I thought it was so easy. Sometimes people work at a background like that, and I just happened to spray some water on some powder, so I was a fan. Now this second one is a little bit more controlled, so I put down some water with my water brush first in like a zigzaggy shape, and then I'm going to spray the Brusho over it and then drop more water on top of that. Now watercolor anything will attract to itself, so it's not really going to go outside the shape that I made, so you can make any shape and you'll pretty much get that effect. I love the pools and almost looks like the fibers going through that. I think that's really cool. So there's my pieces dried to the right, and now I'm going to pull out this My Favorite Things heart shaker die set. Yes, way too many pauses between those words. To the left of that, you'll see a little girl stamp. I'm not going to be using her, so just consider that a tease alert. I am going to cut them down with Lawn Fawn rectangle stitch dies, and then you'll see me go through the process here. I cut out the first heart into the smaller heart into the paper, and then I cut some glitter pink cardstock, and now I have an extra heart left over, and then this beautiful frame here that I'm going to be using around my card. So I'm going to place my card where I want it on my base, and then I'm going to put some glue down and pop in my matching watercolor piece right inside that heart frame. So this way I know it's going to line up perfectly. So all seems to be going well here for me until I realized that I made a few crucial errors throughout this video, and I'm going to take you on the journey because I have made shaker cards before. I am not new at shaker cards. I just think it might have been a while since I've made a shaker card, and one can get rusty if one does not continue to keep up the skills. Here I'm placing down my acetate right there with some Adtech tape runner, doing the same for this piece as well. And then I'm going to, I do some fancy like lining up the back of the paper so that when I put it down, everything lines up perfectly, you know, because I have that heart behind there. So it's got to line up right inside the heart frame. Well, it didn't work out very well for me. I'm going to spare you all that, but once I put on all the foam tape on the back, which, side note, is Burtec foam tape, and it's super sticky. You'll find out how sticky in a few minutes. And yeah, so I put that down, and then I covered right over the lines I drew. So that was a no-go. I just was winging it from that point on. Here I'm pulling out this You Are Here Concord and 9th stamp set. This is a stamp set I think that was going out of either it was retiring or what, but I got this stamp set for like $9 over the holidays. So I was super excited about that. I love how crisp that stamping is. Oh, it just comes out so good. Well, also because I'm using VersaFine Nocturne ink, so you can't go wrong with that stuff. But I just made 2 cards, love you cards for my friends, and now I've got all my Burtec foam tape on there, which is 1/3 of the price, or 1/4 in some cases of the price of the 3M foam mounting tape, and it works just as well in my opinion. For my shaker cards. So that's just my testimony for that. Filling this up with these beautiful sequins here, and then I am going to pull off all my release paper and just try to line up the best way that I can. Now I can't see, again, I covered up my lines. So I can't see if this is going to line up. But sometimes in life, you just got to take some risks and just hope for the best, because there's just no telling. There's no camera on the other end of that mat that's going to be able to tell me if I did this right. So let's find out if I did. Placing that down, and then I am going to add some Nuvo glue on the back of that so I can place this on my card base. And then I think I did okay. I think I made it work. I was lucky. Like truly lucky on this card. The next card, well, not so much. So I made a little bit of an error here, not thinking when I was putting all my foam tape on. So I'm going to be quiet on the voiceover, and I'm just going to let you listen to this. Okay, so that was the real deal. You guys came along on the struggle with me as I went through that. I do apologize for the expletive that I had to bleep out. It got real in the craft room at that moment. I don't get upset over much, but I was really disappointed in myself for that. And then, of course, like most things in life, you can look back on it and laugh about it, because I taped this video a couple weeks ago, and as I'm editing it, I was like, oh my God, I forgot I did that. Yeah, so anyway, we can laugh about it now, right? Not at the moment that it happened. Okay, so there we go. That'll finish up the cards here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, for crafting with me. And if you have any questions, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And also, feel free to let me know if you have lost all faith in me as a fellow crafter, because that would be okay. I'll link everything I use below. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.